Oh, wonderful, thanks.
I was just hoping he was going to let us know the night he drinks it.
Across the border, they'll take it away from us.
Yeah, but it's going to sea, right, Paul?
Huh?
It's going to sea with us?
No, I don't think so.
On the yacht.
On the yacht. Yeah, this is a yacht bottle.
Yeah.
First Antarctic storm and it'll be broken. So won't take it to sea. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. For those who don't know, the reason that we have that pirate symbol is because people kept calling us pirates. So I decided if you're going to call us pirates, we'll be pirates.
There you go.
We got our own Jolly Roger. Every pirate had their own Jolly Roger. But the serious side of that is if you go back to the 17th century, it wasn't the British Navy that shut down piracy in the Caribbean. And the reason for that is all the British politicians and military people were on the take. They were all taking bribes. So piracy flourished. Finally, piracy was ended by the actions of one man, Henry Morgan, a pirate. If you want to stop pirates, you need pirates to do it. It's because the biggest pirates in the world are prime ministers and presidents. So we're proud to be a good pirate organization and in pursuit of bad pirates.
Yeah.
Thank you. If anybody have any specific questions or concerns or whatever, I'd certainly be happy to answer them. Yes.
What are those holding pens that are in the water that we've been seeing on the screen? There are these big circles.
Oh, that was our last campaign with bluefin tuna. What they do is they capture the bluefin tuna live. Then they haul them in these big circular pens to Malta or the coast of Libya or whatever, and then they fatten them up. What this does is that they're only allowed a certain tonnage of fish because they're diminished. So they catch them when they're of a certain tonnage, and then they fatten them up so they're a bigger tonnage. That was what the thing is. What we did here with one of those is that we got up into it, we rammed it, our divers went in, we slashed open the net, and 800 bluefin went flying out like racehorses. And that was pretty good. Actually, by the way, the funny part about it, we did all this, we had to cross Gaddafi's line of death, and we were in Libyan waters when we did that. And so the crew were pretty nervous because, well, it's the Libyans. And so we actually had the Libyan Navy pursuing us, but they didn't catch us. But the interesting thing about it is at one point the fishermen were screaming for the Libyan navies, and my first officer, Lockie McLean, he gets on to the radio in a Borat voice, says, "This is Libyan Navy, we're on our way." And suddenly the fisherman said, "The Libyan Navy are on their way. God willing, you're in trouble now." But it was actually Lockie.
Yes. Will there be spin-off shows? Will we have a Tuna Wars or?
I don't really, well, right now we just have Whale Wars. I don't know. Well, what we try to say, we're the only television show that actually wants to get itself off the air. And by winning this battle, we will actually end our show, which is good. And because I love Antarctica. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world, but I'm really getting tired of going down there every year. I think that's what we've 6 Christmases so far down there. So it'd be nice to actually not go down there one of these years. Yes.
I'm from British Columbia, Vancouver, and my friend Dora, she couldn't make it tonight, but she wants to know what your opinion is on the Vancouver Aquarium.
The Vancouver Aquarium. I think the Vancouver Aquarium is pretty much, all of these aquariums have done their job so well that they've educated people so well that people are now wanting to get them closed. And because originally when they started, they were actually legitimately, people got an education to them, so much so that now people are saying, what are these dolphins and orcas, and what are they doing in these prisons, really? So I think that we're going to be seeing pretty much the phasing out of this. Unfortunately, in Asia and that, it's actually rising, but in North America and Europe, it's going down. But we're very much opposed to it, certainly opposed to the capture of these dolphins. And actually the capture of dolphins in the Solomon Islands has now been shut down, so that's a good thing. The only place that the dolphins are really being captured now is Taiji, Japan, with part of that slaughter. And that's why we worked on the movie The Cove to try and discourage that from happening. Yes.
In addition to helping financially, is there anything else that we can do?
Yep.
We're on the boat with you.
Well, let me see. People can either crew on the boat or be shore volunteers or help, with promoting, like what's happening right here now. I know that not everybody can go on the boat, but there's so many different ways to support what we're doing. Material and financially, of course, helps the most because our biggest costs are the operation of those ships, and I'd say about 80% of our budget goes into those ships. Somebody once described owning a ship as standing under a cold shower dropping $100 bills down the drain continuously, and that's pretty much what it is. They're horrendously expensive. And so we have to work very hard to do that. Captain Scott, when he was organizing his campaign to go to Antarctica, said 95% of any expedition is raising the money to do it. The other 5%, that's the easy part. And that's what we find too. Actually going down there is the easy part. Raising the support to do it, that's the hard part.
Paul, having watched Whale Wars, do you think that, one of the things that I've been really concerned about is, of course, with global warming, there are more iceberg calving everywhere in the world. Do you think that the Steve Irwin needs more plating on the hull, around the hull?
Yes.
Actually, I actually don't think so because you were in a fiberglass boat. I've got a lot of ice experience and everything, and one of the things, most of my experience is gained in the Gulf of St. Lawrence and Labrador in winter ice conditions and ice pack conditions, which is awful lot more dangerous and threatening than the stuff we get down in Antarctica, because keep in mind we're in Antarctica in the summertime, and a lot of that ice that we go through is slob ice or rotten ice, so it's not that difficult to go through. Now I have to say, Whale Wars tends to dramatize things a lot more than they really should be. So I mean, they made an entire episode of how we were going to sink in there. Well, I actually did an interview, which they didn't use. Because I went down there and they say, well, look at this, it's going to come through, it's going to break through the hull. And I said, yeah, well, so if it does, I got to put the pressure somewhere, that's where I'm going to put the pressure. Well, what happens if it breaks through? Well, it breaks through, it'll flood in this compartment, the water level will rise to equal to the outside, we'll patch it up and we'll pump it out, no problem. Well, they didn't want to hear that. They wanted to hear, oh my God, we're all going to die. I think, on ships also, you have generator failures. Generator fails. 3 minutes later, you put another generator online. We have 3 generators, no big deal. Well, they took a whole generator failure, turned that into a 1-hour TV show, and we're all going to die. In fact, it got so bad that they actually showed one of the engineers. We have Pedro Montero now, who's working desperately to get the generator online in time so that... Meanwhile, what people don't forget is the entire engine room is lit up. So he's working with the generator online, but suspended disbelief. So the Animal Planet's doing a television show, and they're going to do all this dramatics, and they're always and any gossip, any word of gossip, any personal relationships, they'll be on it like whatever. That's the kind of thing they're looking for. And we're trying to save whales. They're trying to make a TV show. We're on 2 different pages here, but we're trying to bring those 2 pages together to work towards the same goal.